Mayor Moreira, thank you very much for making the time to talk to us this evening. We really do appreciate it. And you will have heard Kirsten there in her final answer talking about decriminalisation. Of course, Portugal, as I said, decriminalised drugs in 2001, many years ago now. How is Porto now dealing with the effects of that decision?
Well, first of all, decriminalisation was extremely important, and I continue to support the decriminalisation of drugs. To send people who consume drugs to jail is only to bring about a more serious health problem. It doesn't help, and it's immoral in my point of view. The thing is, over the last 22 years, when it started, it was fine. We were handling an old community of heroin addicts mostly, who were treated, who got assistance, but the health service invested a lot on them, and everything went well until we had the financial crisis. And by that time, somehow the government started investing less and less in handling the health problem. On the other side, that crisis brought about new social problems which we were not used to. And more recently, the COVID brought again problems of people that were not in contact with their family. And somehow the problem is starting to rise again. We have an increase in consumption. And of course, we have new drugs. We have crack, and we have all the new drugs that are coming across all over the world, the Western world at least. So the issue at the moment is there is a stress in the city because whereas we continue to support decriminalization, we have the problem facing some of the communities where drug trafficking happens and drug consumption happens, where people are getting restless. There is associated crime, which we didn't have until recently. There is people complain about the absence of police. So what we have been trying to do is, on the one hand, we built a consumption facility, which has been in operation for almost a year. With a lot of success, we want to build a second one. So this will enable people to consume drugs, be it injectable or smoke drugs, in a protected environment where they have doctors, where they can be tested for HIV, tuberculosis, all the associated diseases, and treated if that's the case, if they want, of course. That's one thing we have been doing. But on the other hand, we have to cope with the pressure from society, the justified pressure from society, which does not understand why these days in public space you find syringes, when it's a fact that you can get exchange syringes for free. You get syringes on the door of our schools, and that's creating a lot of havoc.
Mayor Moreira, we don't have loads of time, but we have about a minute left. I do want to ask you another question. So, look, 22 years after that decision, you've said that you still stand behind and support the decriminalisation of drugs, and many sort of policymakers and health experts would agree with that. How are the people of Porto feeling about it, and other Portuguese cities? Are they still fully behind that decision, or for the reasons you point out?
No, they are not. They are not. What they want basically is for drug consumption to be forbidden in certain places, near health centers, near hospitals, at the door of the school. They don't want the kids to see it. They don't want to see it normalized. And of course, they want more police in order to protect them from the associated criminality, which is involved with a city which has become a haven for consumers that come from abroad. And we have tourists that come into the city just to consume drugs because they know here they can get it cheap and the police won't bother them.
Okay. Mayor Moreira, I'm sorry to rush you. It was really good to have you on. And look, I want to have you on again when we have some more time to talk properly about the situation in Portugal. Thank you very much for being with us. All right, you're watching SkyNews.